Mommy singing?
I'm leaving in my heartbeat.
He hates your singing.
I can't disagree with her on this particular topic because my voice is horrible.
We've hit the 24-hour mark. Oh, by the way, I fell off the stairs. That was fun. But I got unicorns and rainbows. So 1:30 on Tuesday. So that'd be 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. We would get home if we did a 24-hour shift, which we cannot do. I'm starting to realize after all this time that recording inside the RV is quite loud. So I need to start talking a little bit louder. So if I talk right here, it's incredibly louder. Where are we? Nebraska? Check off Nebraska. You did it. Remy's been. You did it.
Actually, you know what?
This Bob.
Hang on. I don't know.
Well, eventually we will be. Remy's knocking off all these states. We try to stop in every one of them for just a little bit. So there's a technicality, right? We're gonna have to do a lot of scratching off when we get home, right? Fist bump. Let it go. I think I showed you guys with the generator. There's a switch. Okay, so this RV is a 50 amp. So there's a 30 and there's a 20. When one switches off, I had to do this in Glacier. Corbin actually, from the Wander family, helped me out a little bit. But once switch flips, the ACs can't work together. They're older circuit breakers. So I've had to kind of like jerry rig something until we get home. But it keeps going off, so we're trying to come up with little solutions to keeping the heat out. One of them. It's definitely a very tour bus-esque thing. So eventually we'll end up doing something like that. Brace yourself, Charles. You see all the corn? Remy's favorite things are corn, mac and cheese, and peas.
No, not up, baby. Over there.
Maybe Zoe wants to eat a leaf. We're on the border of South Dakota and whatever state. Is it Nebraska? Makes sense because there's corn. How are you enjoying your break? I finally adjusted the generator and I think I may have corrected the altitude on it with the carburetor. This trip I learned let's just say I got a lot of man points in this one.
One thing that we have been trying to figure out is like how we're gonna break this up because clearly stops are way more frequent nowadays with a toddler and then obviously the two dogs. But we're trying to figure out like, do we want to push it during the night and drive a little bit heavier during the night while she's sleeping? But we've also kind of like thought the opposite of that because when she has a good night's sleep, she's so much better during the day and she doesn't always get the best night of sleep when she's sitting in her car seat. Such a tough spot to be sitting in because we really want to get home and we know that the sooner we're home, the sooner the driving is over. But at the same time, the drive can be pretty rough. It's kind of one of those things where we're doing a lot of trial and error here. Last night was great. I think that it was a really good decision for us to stop. And it was actually really kind of cool because you guys saw the crazy light show that Mother Nature did for us. So insane. And apparently, from what Char was telling me, he talked to the owner of the RV park and they told us that that type of weather happens so often and sometimes way more extreme than what we saw. So it was actually really cool. Like a little random place. We probably would have never stopped there if we weren't trying to find a place to stop on our way home. It wouldn't be like a destination, but they were so nice and it was so cool. You even got to play. Did you eat stuff you're not supposed to eat? Well, there you go. Yeah. What is this? Grass. Oh. I mean, I have to tell you, I wish I had as much fun laying in the grass, rolling around at a rest stop as you do.
We had a little issue with our sprinkler system not turning off, so our neighbors Brad and Elsa, good old Elka, went and turned it off for us, and then they actually FaceTimed Remy, and the look on Remy's face was this confused look. I know who she is, but then the funniest, saddest part was first she was confused, when she was on the phone, but the second I turned it off, she started like crying, like getting upset. I'm like, do I call her back?
It makes me happy she remembers people, obviously, but also makes me sad because I'm like, you kept saying how much bigger she looked, how different she looked, and you know, you're right, she does look different, and she is so different. So if this trip, it may have been like long, but not really. Like in the grand scheme of things, it's only been like over a month, but it has been a long enough time to see dramatic changes, you know?
I mean, like if you look at the beginning of this trip with Remy. Oh no, sit down. That's a toad.
She said frog. Is that frog?
That is a frog though. And then if you look at her now, you can totally see a dramatic change in just a month and a half. I'm gonna go back and she's gonna see all her family and stuff like that. And she's going to be this entirely new kid, different kid.
Like I noticed there's clothes of hers that I brought that were 24 months. So she's 25 months now, if you want to go by months. She's 25 months old. And her 24-month-old clothing does not fit her. Isn't that crazy?
I also have a question. That's the other thing. At what age do you stop saying months? I've heard up to 36 months, but I feel like that's going a little too crazy. But I've always been curious, at what age or month age do you stop saying months? Like at 2.5? I feel like you say 2.5.
It's like once you hit 18 to 24 months, that's it. That's like, I go by clothing.
Did Dad do good? Is there a playground? I don't know if there's a playground set. Let's go over here. There's a lot of yard. I made sure there's a field. Oh, you got Marley? Marley's gonna come with us?
It's a dog.
Yeah, it's a dog. That's Marley. That's right. We're just knocking off Nebraska for Remy right now. I gotta look at the list of states that she's knocked off. What? What? Oh, those are the night butterflies, like I called them yesterday. That's not our bus, bud.
It's a very nice one.
That's a nice bus, but it's not our bus. That's our bus.
Version of ours.
With the aviators.
It's really interesting in an RV. It's kind of like a hot box. We had the same issue when we rented one a couple years ago, where the bigger it is, it's like it just absorbs the heat from underneath and from on top.
It's an ice box or a sauna?
Yeah, and so it takes a really long time for it to cool down. And right now it's like almost 90. And it would probably wouldn't cool down.
It's like 92.
Yeah, even if we didn't have the windows open. So, and you know what? You can't beat 30 bucks. Lightning bug.
There's lightning bugs every once in a while. Or I'm losing my damn mind.
No, you're not. I've seen like
Seen them
two.
too? I think I'm just losing my mind.
There's just not, they're not abundant. There's just a very few. Why do they do that? Do you know? Do you know why?
No. Yeah, I just saw them again. Okay, so I'm either seeing things.
Let's see if I hold it still. Let's see if I can see. I think I just got one. Maybe.
I think I've played in Nebraska maybe once or twice. Not usually a market.
Yes, you have actually, because I met you on tour.
I thought it was Kansas City.
Nebraska.
I don't ever remember it being this hot. We were in legit the desert. We were straight up the Badlands in the desert, and it wasn't as hot as it is. It was like 96, 97 today. Our RV was hitting 89, 90 degrees inside the RV with the generator. It was that hot. I was just thinking it was so funny because we were in the actual desert itself, and it was actually really nice. Good job, Zoe, eating all your food. Everyone's eating their food. Hint, 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 hint. Probably 22, 21 hours, maybe 20 hours? 20 hours? Let's just say 20 hours. We have 20 hours.
We take like 3 hours forward, and then we somehow jump back 2 hours. I don't even know how.
Yeah, it's either way. We're about 3 hours. Well, not 3 hours. We're about 20 hours away from home.
Taking our time.
Cannot wait to get home and be able to like just have like go in the backyard, just be normal. I mean, this trip has been amazing, but at the same time, I kind of was thinking it's kind of like tour, where it kind of feels like a. Sounds bad. It feels like a you're like trapped in a box. I mean, you kind of literally are. Yeah, you get to stretch out and just do things like that. Just normalcy. I just want to say thank you so much to CTFxC patrons. All right, so let's fingers crossed that we actually wake up early and we can knock out some hours, so that way we can get home. We can have the dogs run around. We can jump in the pool. We can do all the cool things. I gotta get my golf cart going. That's what I gotta do. I keep forgetting about that. My golf cart needs a new charger, so I need to figure that out. Actually, I'll probably just end up asking Tony to reprogram it because he's such a genius at it. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.